Hello, students. So, in the previous discussion, we were discussing about the separating technique, and in which we studied about the crystallization, how the process of crystallization occur. The term crystallization is basically related to that of the crystal, and since we obtain a pure form of a crystal by the process of a crystallization, and that's why the name is crystallization. Okay, then we studied the very important, and that is the distillation, and we studied that how distillation differ from that of the evaporation, and in which in evaporation we studied that in one solid component can be separated from the liquid component, but in distillation we can do the same process, but we can obtain both of the components, that is the solid as well as the liquid substance again. Okay, so we can get a pure form of a solid as well as a pure form of a liquid is collected in the collector after the process of distillation. Okay, so we had completed that the separation of a liquid to that of the solid. Now we will start with the another one, and that is a mixture of a two liquid, or the separation of a two or more liquid. Here, when we talk about the separation of a two or more liquid, what does that mean? It means the components which is present in that of the mixture, both are the liquid component. Whether it is a solute or it is a solvent, both of them are the liquid components. Okay, and we have to use the different separation technique to separate the both of the liquid component from each other. Okay, so you can see here water is there, oil is there, and when you mix that of the water and oil together, then it will form a kind of a mixture, and that mixture it consisting of both the things, the solute as well as that of the solvent as a liquid. Okay, so now we will do the separation of the liquid. So before we go through the separation of the liquid, we should know the different types of a liquid. So basically, when we study about the types of the liquid, you see student, the liquids are divided into two types. One liquid is there which mixes together with the other in all proportion, and thus it forms a single layer. It means when that liquid is mixed with the another liquid, both of the liquid which are mixed together with each other, they mixes very well in all proportion, and after mixing they form a single layer. It means they cannot be distinguished from each other. They are miscible liquid. Miscible is that term by which we can say that the solute one or one of the liquid is properly mixed, uniformly mixed in that of the another liquid is known as the miscible liquid. Like you can see alcohol and that of the water. If you mix alcohol with that of the water, then you find that alcohol is properly mixed with that of the water. Not only the alcohol and the water, but water and that of the acetone. Okay, acetone and water. Acetone and water, when they are mixed together, they mixes very well. They mix together in a proportion, and they form a single layer. By looking at that mixture, you are not able to differentiate between the two layers of the liquid. They form a single layer. They act as a homogeneous mixture. Okay, so these kind of a liquid in which we cannot distinguish between the two layer of the liquid are known as the miscible liquid. Okay, now the next one is the immiscible liquid. Immiscible. When we talk about the immiscible liquid, these are those liquid which do not mix with each other, or we can say that they form a separate layer. So when the two or more liquid, or when two liquids, then when they are mixed together with each other, then they do not mix together in odd proportion, they do not mix it with each other, and finally what happened when they are not mixing with each other, then you can see that there is a separate boundary between the two different liquid. Okay, so they form a separate layer which make us to distinguish between the two types of a liquid which is present in it. Okay, like example, oil and water. You see student, oil is lighter in density than that of the water. So when you mix the oil with that of the water, then you will find that after some time the oil, being the lighter one, it will float on the surface of the water. Okay, so by looking at it, you are able to distinguish the layer of the layer of that of the oil with that of the water. So a separating boundary is present in it, a separating layer is formed between the two liquids. Such kind of a liquid is an immiscible liquid. Not only this, if you add a petrol and that of the water together, even then also you see the petrol, since it is a lighter, so it will float on the surface of the water, it will not going to mixed with that of the water. Okay, so why we are discussing this miscible and immiscible liquid? It is because the liquid can be, when you are when we are studying the mixture of a two liquid, the liquid which we are mixing together, it can be miscible liquid, it can be a liquid which is properly mixed with each other, or when you are mixing together two liquids with each other, it can be a immiscible liquid. Okay, so we have to separate the miscible liquid, visible liquid, or the components of the miscible liquid, as well as we have to separate the components of the immiscible liquid. So a different separating technique is used to separate the miscible liquid as well as to that of the immiscible liquid. Okay, so we have to separate both the type of a liquid by using a different separating method, or by using a different separating technique. So student, last time we were studying about the distillation. When we are studying about the distillation, we studied that RB flask is there, and this flask, this distillation flask, it consisting of a solid and that of the liquid together, and when you heat it, it will get evaporated, and finally the liquid in the from the condenser, it will be obtained in the another flask. Now the same thing we can do with the another type when the both of the components are the liquid. Now before that, let me inform you that I am discussing about the separation of the miscible liquid first. Okay, so we will study the separation of the separating technique of the miscible liquid. Now in miscible liquid, we will use the first separating technique, that is distillation. So how distillation can be a method to separate the both of the liquid? It totally depend upon the boiling point of the liquid. Okay, if the two liquids are mixes together with each other, and we want to separate them, we will separate them on the basis of their boiling point. So in case of a distillation, what we will do, we will take both of the liquid together. Suppose we are using alcohol and water. Okay, so if we mix alcohol and water together, and we will keep the alcohol and water in this RB flask, or in this distillation flask. Okay, here in this flask. So we will keep the alcohol and that of the water here itself, and after that we will set up this distillation apparatus together with the help of this pipe. First pipe which is attached to the tap water, which will gives the cold water, and the another one, it is attached, it is present in outside, by which the water will come outside. Okay, a thermometer is there, and thermometer is there to check the boiling point of the liquid which is present in it. And it is the thermometer is present, it is attached with the help of a cork. Okay, now see student, you are keeping the alcohol and that of the water together here in the flask, and you are providing a flame here. Okay, so when you provide a flame, then what happen? These two liquids starts boiling. Okay, and the liquid, two liquids are present in it, and they are properly mixed together. So when you provide a heat to it, the liquid which is having a lower boiling point, lower, which is having a lower boiling point, it will mix up together, it will mix up when we heat a liquid which is having the lower boiling point, due to lower boiling point it will heat up very fast. Okay, or it will get evaporated fast, it get boiled fast, okay, early than that of the other one. Okay, so it will boiled up in the form of a water vapor, and after becoming the vapor, it will get in the form of vapor, it will rises up and come to the condenser. And in the condenser, as we are providing the water to it, then what happened? Due to the water which is going to the condenser, the vapor which is coming from the flask, it get condensed in the form of a liquid, and finally we will obtain that liquid droplets in this collector flask. Okay, so this is the RB flask, is a flask in which we will keep the both of the liquid together, and when you boil it, the boiling point varies between the two liquid, and due to which the liquid which is having the less boiling point, it will evaporate fast, and as it will evaporate fast in the form of a steam, it will come in the condenser, and from the condenser the water, the cold water is coming to it, and it will make it lowers the temperature of the steam of that particular liquid, and the substance will get, the steam will get converted into the liquid, and finally we obtain that liquid into this collecting flask. Okay, while the other one, it will if the boiling point of that the other liquid is higher than the first one, so it will take time to boil. So later on, when all the first liquid will evaporate it, then the next liquid will evaporate when the temperature reaches to its boiling point. Now, a point to be noted in that of the distillation process, that when you take a two liquid, the boiling point between the two liquid, if suppose we have taken a liquid A and a B, or we have taken a liquid which is water and that of the alcohol. So the boiling point must vary. This is the first condition. If the boiling point will be different, only then we are able to separate these two components from each other. The another very important thing is the boiling point between these two liquid component must be more than 25 degrees Celsius. So the difference between the boiling point of the water and that of the alcohol must be more than a 25 degree Celsius. Okay, so if the boiling point of this water, if suppose we will take it as a x degree Celsius, then the alcohol must have a boiling point of a 25x degree Celsius. Okay, so they both of them must have a boiling point which is more than a 25 degrees Celsius. Why is this so, student? Because if suppose the temperature, the boiling point between them will be more than a 25 degrees Celsius, the difference of the boiling point between the liquid is more than a 25 degrees Celsius. When you provide heat, the substance which is less which is having the less boiling point, it will evaporate fast and we can obtain it in the another flask. But if the boiling point is very close, then what will happen? Once you will provide heat, then the first one will start boiling and the next one will follow with it. Okay, and due to which we are not able to collect the proper or the pure form of a first liquid. Okay, so boiling point varies, then it will be easy for us to obtain the first liquid very easily. Okay, student, so this is the distillation, and by the process of the distillation we can obtain the two type of a liquid which is having the different boiling point, and the boiling point between them must have a difference of a 25 degrees Celsius, can be obtained, can be separated from each other. So these are the miscible liquid and they can be separated by distillation. Now see here, student, distillation process, it is used in the separation of the solid to that of the liquid component, as well as this process is also used in separating the two liquid components from each other. Okay, so it is used for both the process, for separating the solid to that of the liquid, as well as to separate the liquid to the other liquid, or the two miscible liquid. Okay, on the basis of their boiling point. Now we will understand the another type of a separating technique instead of that of distillation, and that is known as the fractional distillation. So when we talk about the fractional distillation is a process of separating the two or more miscible liquid by distillation. But here the distillate is being collected in fraction, boiling at a different temperature. So basically when we talk about the fractional distillation or fractional distillation, so students, before that when we were talking about the distillation process, then we were studying that how the distillation process can be carried out, and what is the important point which what is the important thing that is necessary for the process of distillation is that the boiling point between the two liquid, it must be more than that of a 20 to 25 degree Celsius. But here when we talk about the fractional distillation, the separating of a two or more miscible liquid, again here also we will use it for separating the two liquids which can be mixed together in all proportion, in very well, or in a uniform composition, which mix together uniformly. So fractional distillation, it is a process of separating a mixture of a two or more miscible liquid, but their difference in their boiling point must be less than that of a 25 degree Celsius. Okay, so distillation process is used when both of the liquid and the difference between the liquid is more than a 25 degrees Celsius. But if the difference between the liquid is less than the 25 degrees Celsius, then we use the fractional distillation instead of a distillation process. So here also the separation of the two liquid by fractional distillation, it also depend upon their boiling point. Okay, so the apparatus used for the fractional distillation is very much similar to that of the simple distillation. Okay, like that of the flask is there, RB flask is there, condenser is there, and a collector flask is there. Two pipes are there, thermometer are there. Almost everything is similar except one thing. That is, in here we use a column, and that is known as fractionating column. Okay, so fractionating column is fitted between the distillation flask. This is the round bottom flask, which is also known as a distillation flask. I'm using the word RB flask. It means that round bottom flask. Okay, so distillation flask and condenser. So it is placed in between that of the distillation flask and condenser, and the fractionating columns is having a very small glass beads are present in it. You can see the fractional distillation. See here, students. This is a distillation flask, and before that, when we were studying the distillation process, then we see the distillation flask is directly connected to the condenser. But here a simple fractionating column, which is a long vertical glass tube. This is a long vertical glass tube is there, which is filled with the small glass beads. Okay, and that glass beads provides a large surface area for the hot vapor to cool and condense repeatedly. Okay, in a very simple term, we can say that this fractionating column, it can be regarded as an arrangement. Okay, for providing the different temperature zone inside it. The highest temperature being at the bottom of the column and the lowest temperature near at the top of the column. Okay, so the fractionating column, it is fitted in the neck of the distillation flask containing the mixture of the liquid to be separated. So see here, student, the difference between the distillation to that of the fractionating distillation is that fractionating distillation, it is having a fractionating column. Okay, and that of the distillation does not possess such kind of a fractional distillating column. Okay, this distillation or this distillating column is a vertical glass tube and beads are present in it. What is the role of the beads which is present in it, the glass beads which is present in it? It provides a surface area. For what? Provide surface area to that of the vapors which is coming out of this flask. Okay, so when this vapor it comes out, it get inside to that of the fractionating column, and these columns are consisting of the bead which provide the surface area. Okay, now see here, in this fractionating column, in this fractionating column, there is an arrangement. What kind of an arrangement? Arrangement of a different temperature zone. Okay, different temperature zones are divided or are present in this fractionating column. So what are the different temperature zone? It means there must be one zone is there where the temperature is very less, and the another zone where the temperature is very high. So you see, student, the fractionating column which is the at the bottom, you see it is near to that of the flask. So here the temperature will be very high. while at the top the temperature will be low as compared to this one. So this portion at the bottom of the flask, the temperature is high, very high, because it is very close to that of the flask, and here the flame is giving to us, giving to that of the flask. So here the temperature is high, here the temperature is low. So it is having a different temperature zone inside it. Okay, so the function of the bead, it provide a large surface area for the hot vapor, so that it as it goes above, it condenses, it cools repeatedly. Okay, as it moves, it cools down and then come back to the distillation flask again. As it get the temperature, it moves upward, and again it cools down and come to that of the flask. So this provides a surface area for the hot vapor to cool and condense repeatedly, as well as a zone is there which will help in maintaining the different temperature at the fractionating column. Okay, so now we will understand that fractionating column or fractional distillation. So for example, if suppose we are having a two miscible liquid again, and that is, one is alcohol and one is water. So student, the boiling point of that of the alcohol and the water is, alcohol boiling point is 78 degrees Celsius, while that of the water is 100 degrees Celsius. One is 78 degrees Celsius. So the boiling point of alcohol is 78 degrees Celsius, while the boiling point of the water is 100 degrees Celsius. Therefore, a mixture of alcohol and water, you see the difference between these two is less than that of the 25 degrees Celsius. Thus, these two components must undergo the fractional distillation to separate them from each other. Before that, we have studied that alcohol and water are the miscible liquid. So, see here, students, the alcohol, it is having a less boiling point, that is 78 degrees Celsius. So, its boiling point is less. So it will distill first, and that of the water is 100 degrees Celsius. So it will distill later. So its boiling point is high. So it will distill later. Now the fractional distillation, it separates these two liquid from each other. As suppose you keep this liquid, both of the liquid into the flask, and you see the beads are present in this fractionating column. Okay, so what happened, as you provide heat to this fractionating column, to that of the both of the liquid, the alcohol being having less boiling point, it will start moving to that of the fractionating column into the beads, and as well as the water will start moving upward. Then what happened, due to the low temperature, as the alcohol moves and the water moves, the temperature zone at the upper side of this fractionating column is less. So some of the alcohol and some of the water molecules will get condense and come back to the distillation flask again. But since the alcohol is having less boiling point, so again it will get converted into steam and reaches to that of the highest point of the flask. Of that column. So finally this alcohol will reaches to the condenser, and where it get condenses, and we can obtain it with the help of the another beaker. So you see here, continuously, just because of the fractionating beads are present in it, and due to the temperature zone, it get condensed repeatedly, and the boiling point of the water is less as compared to the alcohol. So alcohol will evaporate fast, it will get vaporized fast, and due to which it will comes to the condenser early than that of the water. Okay, so this is the fractional distillation. Now when we talk about the fractional distillation, students, Fractional distillation is there to separate the various liquid which varies according to their boiling point. The liquid which is more volatile liquid, which is having very low boiling point, it will be easy for us to distill first than the less volatile liquid. As it move upward, it reaches here, again it get condensed and come back because the temperature is more here, then again it get steam, which one is having the less boiling point, and finally it will reaches to the condenser and it get condensed, can be taken in the another flask. So this process is continuously repeated, this condensation and this process will occur, and due to which we can obtain the pure form of a volatile liquid, more volatile liquid, and then the less volatile liquid can be distilled. Another example is that of the acetone and water, student. You see the acetone, the boiling point of the acetone is 56 degrees Celsius. 56 degree Celsius is the boiling point of the acetone, while the water is 100 degrees Celsius. So acetone, it will distill first and then the water. So to separate the acetone and water, we can use the distillation process. The simple distillation method can be used to separate it, because the difference between the boiling point is more than the 25 degree Celsius. So if a more than a 25 degree Celsius is there, then we will use the simple distillation method, and if less than a simple fractionating column, if more than that of the boiling point is there than that of a 25 degrees Celsius, then we will use a simple fractionating column. Okay, so simple fractionating column consisting of the beads, and that of the distillation, it does not consisting of any kind of beads in it. The term fractionating column is there, a fractionating distillation is there, which includes the fractionating column. That's why the term is known as fractionating distillation or fractional distillation. But in simple distillation, there is no such fractionating column. So this is the basic difference between the distillation and the fractional distillation. The first one, it totally depends upon the boiling point. In distillation, less than more than that of 25 degrees Celsius, two miscible liquid must be there, and in a fractional distillation, less than the 25 degrees Celsius, but a fractionating column is also present in it, which is not present in a simple distillation.